R-Truth is still in the video?
But press X to reload. Well, that's the thing. Like they kind of try and work the wrestler's name in there, where it's like, "Hey, Truth, here's a picture of R-Truth. Hey, Stars, here's a picture of
Oh
Stardust."
shit, I never noticed that about the intro.
Yeah, but
All I noticed is fucking Roman Reigns punching as Seth Rollins, like screaming on the ropes, and I'm like, yeah, that's my Monday Night Raw right there.
punching the shit out of people.
Uh,
Quick! Roman Reigns is reloading his arm cannon.
he's gonna shoot. One of these days, he's just gonna fucking pull one of those mechs and just shoot his fist off.
Dude, he's got a fucking like Mega Buster. He's like, I'm a Mega Man fan, Mega Buster. And then once he defeats a wrestler, he can download their ability, so then Roman Reigns can use that power.
Oh my god, that's how he acquires talent.
Oh, geez, just by beating other wrestlers and stealing it from them.
So you know what happened this week, which was strange? I finally saw Shay for the last like 4 weeks has been saying, she's like, where the fuck is that King dude? Of course, referencing to King Barrett.
King Barrett, yeah.
And like finally he was like there, sort of half, I guess, maybe like they're gonna do something with him. I don't know.
He hit some people and then he left. Now he used to be Bad News Barrett. Now was that like his gimmick before?
Well, his whole gimmick was he'd come out and be like, "Oh, so you think you're gonna win that title, are you? Well, I got some bad news."
I remember that meme everywhere when I wasn't watching.
Right, because he always gave you the bad news before he lost fighting you.
And then, oh, I'm British, so oh, I'm King Barrett. And then he was like Cosmic King Barrett for a bit, and that lasted a match.
Oh, God. So, I guess let's get into Raw. Opens up after something. This is the lights and the stars, and
the R-Truce and the theme song, which press X to reload because wrestling is just a big video game.
Right, and right off the bat, they hit us with a pretty huge match.
They did.
John Cena versus Xavier Woods.
Yeah, which is so funny because when you really break down the New Day, it's like, well, Kofi and Big E do most of the fighting, and Xavier's just the hype man. It's funny where it's like you're a tag team, but there's three of you. Isn't that kind of unfair? But then again, they're like a comedy team, so that's part of the joke.
Right. And I think they brought back those rules where like the titles can swap between members of a stable. I think.
Yes.
I don't know, because like occasionally there's a match and I don't know. It doesn't matter, but
because it is funny as a new fan. I'm like, wait, so the tag team guys are now challenging for the American belt, or that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like you should be able to do that. But
right. Like they're rivaling here now. That was actually a solid like 10-minute match the two had. Like really good back.
It was
and forth.
like, I mean, like I think of the whole New Day where they're all great. I think Xavier Woods is totally the MVP, and he's definitely got a lot of love online now because he's got a Let's Play channel and he's always talking to people on social media. So actually getting to see him get in the ring with Cena, you knew he wasn't going to win, but you got the feeling just by being there, it was good for him.
Well, it's also awesome because like they put on a really solid match, which unfortunately, in typical WWE fashion, unless it's a pay-per-view, and even if it's a pay-per-view, it ends in DQ.
DQ and run-ins, so many run-ins.
Right, but then they made that a huge tag team match with all of them versus Cena and the Dudleys, which was another like 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh yeah, they worked hard. They worked hard for their supper there in that match.
Yeah, like that was a really good. I think this was a really strong opening to the entire show.
It was like this was almost, I dare say, pay-per-view quality of like, ooh, we got all your favorites out here, and Cena.
I like Cena.
You know,
I said that on the internet. We're dead.
Well, you know, here's the thing. As a new fan, I only ever heard shit about Cena, like nonstop, about how terrible he is, how he ruins all the stakes. But I gotta say, just coming into it now, I guess they've done better with him in the last little bit.
Does he not put on matches where he at least like does shit? Like
it's true, and
like,
I'll say
like 4 years ago it was 3 moves and done. So now he does like 15 and he still hate. I'm like, I understand people hate his like whole thing, but it's like, well, that's his thing, guys.
And the gimmick of him with, like, the flag belt, like, I kind of dig it, where it's like, look, I will take on all comers every night.
Right.
For anyone who wants to do it, which means he gets to work with all the different talent and kind of gets to help put them over, even though they always lose to him because he needs to keep it. But still, like we said, just by the fact where it's like, hey, I'm wrestling the quote-unquote Hogan of my day, you know?
Right. So I thought this was overall pretty good.
It was.
Right, they put on a good show. Unfortunately, right after, they treated us to... You know who's nobody's favorite wrestler?
Who?
Big Show.
Big Show, yeah.
So, again, Big Show versus Mark Henry in a 2.5 minute match.
Let me talk about Mark Henry here because I haven't had a chance to talk about him as a newcomer. So his big thing is that he's Mark Henry, the world's strongest man,
Right.
and that's not some shit that they gave to him. That's an actual title that he has himself from strongman competitions, right?
Right.
If he's the strongest man in the world, why is he not the champ? Should not the strongest man in the world also be the champ?
Well, you see, back in the day, he's went through some terrible storylines where he was Mark Henry's sexual chocolate, and he once grabbed the transgender by the dick.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. It was some bad shit.
So he's not a commercial champion, is what you're saying.
He's not PG, so
he's not ready for prime time. But oh yeah, Big Show. Of course, this was really more of a commercial match than anything because he's like, yeah, fuck Mark Henry, but also I'm going to be fighting Lesnar this Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is anyone excited for that match? Lesnar?
Nope.
I mean, the fact that they've been selling it so hard, where it's like, it's Lesnar's Go to Hell tour. He's going to be fighting the Big Show in what will undoubtedly be a squash match. And then he's going to go one-on-one with Stone Cold in a podcast.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound great? I love they keep saying that, going one-on-one with Stone Cold in a podcast.
In a podcast. You're like, God damn it.
What, you think Stone Cold's coming out of retirement for this?
So... I don't know. I mean, Mark Henry, Big Show, nothing. But then we were treated to some Diva Revolution.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I usually watch these the next day, and I sadly have gotten into the habit now of fast-forwarding through the Divas matches. Like, I'll stop if there's a big moment, or if there's a big move, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, they're still doing with the whole, Paige is heel now. Paige might be evil.
Yeah, and you know where that led?
Where did
nowhere, it lead? Joel, nowhere.
Well, because they gotta save it.
Nowhere.
They gotta save it for the pay-per-views.
Right, and I don't know. It was just like it felt really off and terribly done, and like they're cutting the promos, and I can tell that sometimes they're trying to be like evil or something, but she just like doesn't give off enough energy on it, so she comes off like she's sincere. And like Becky Lynch has that same problem cutting a promo. Like she's almost apologetic when she cuts it. Like she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you, but I'm sorry, I have to beat you."
I'm sorry, it's in the script. I'm really a nice person.
Right. So I'm like, I mean,
it's true. Like, I mean, like even the quote unquote top heel right now, the Bellas and everything. I wouldn't call them evil. They're just like reality TV show people.
Right, which is
they're about as evil as that goes.
And they are reality TV show stars, so
talk about living your frickin' gimmick, right?
I know, right? And goddamn, I mean,
like I was gonna say, like, we need the female answer to the Wyatt family. We need like some female heels who are like dastardly and evil, and you're like, ooh, watch out for them.
Oh, you want some of that shit? My fucking awesome crazy like chick bodybuilder, Dana on NXT. She's got that covered.
Nice. Again, I'm hearing so much good stuff about NXT. I know I watched a little of that like takeover everyone told me to watch, and I saw one of their great gimmicks, the VOD villains. I'm like, dude, they actually come out and they do the old timey wrestling and they're dressed like old. That's an amazing. Why is this not on Raw?
See, right now on NXT, I guess we'll talk about it here because Sean also talks about it, but fuck it, because he takes all the good shit. So right now they have Dana Brooke and Emma. And Emma was this character, like her character was this bubbly joke around. Like she literally used to have like a bubble machine when she came out.
Oh, right? Literally bubbles.
It was the worst gimmick. They tried it out on Raw and it hardcore failed. So they said, okay, your new gimmick is you hate the fans for rejecting you. And we're going to team you with this bodybuilder chick because she thinks she's better than everybody because she looks better than everybody. And they literally just come out there and fucking crush everybody.
Nice.
It's just legitimately a good women's stable. I'm like, why don't they bring these two up?
It's like a totally different energy on NXT and like a totally different fan base. I guess to use the word correctly is those fans, I guess those are smarks. Those are the smart marks, I guess, is how they like to refer to themselves.
Yes. That's their reference. That's the SJs of the everything.
And like, it's clearly like the fan thing where it's like, hey, what are we going to do for our big match? Oh, here's Jushin Thunder Liger. Here's a dude from New Japan who you all know because you're so fucking into wrestling. Right.
And I love their like, obviously, you didn't watch like TNA or anything, but there was a big guy there, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And when he debuted NXT, everybody was chanting, "Joe's gonna kill you." Because literally, it's a like 300-pound dude who will like run into you full weight and kick your head off. So,
Awesome. But back to Raw.
oh man, I gotta talk Raw. Fuck.
I guess we can talk about the big, like, quote unquote storyline that's going through this, and that is, Rollins continuing to battle against corporate Kane, who's doing like it almost feels like an 80s sitcom where Seth Rollins is like, why will no one believe me that Kane is evil? Why will no one believe me? And Kane's just being really nice to him. It's like, oh, silly Seth.
And they actually brought their legit like human resources chick on there to like.
Oh, is that really her?
That was actually her. I was like, well, dude, this chick is fucking smoking hot. Like, get her wrestling.
Get her all up in the ring. But yeah.
But here's what I like, WWE is all this time trying to push this realistic angle for wrestling, right? And then Kane literally does a fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the back of a goddamn
of an ambulance. Like I love to. It's like, oh no, we didn't know this was gonna happen. This is such a surprise. Then why did you have his fire and his music ready for when he came out? But I won't lie. I think that's great because, again, since I've been watching wrestling, the most far out thing I've seen so far is Stardust. I like it when they do the crazy magical powers and the paranormal bullshit.
Right. Same here.
And Kane had like a superhero moment where he's walking out and his leg is all messed up, which is admittedly a pretty ugly looking chair spot. Then he just like flicks it really hard and you hear the crunch. They have the sound effect for the crunch.
Right.
And then he just runs to the stage. He's like, raw Kane smash.
So overall, they're building up that match. Obviously, I think that's got to be one of the Hell in a Cell matches because, like, he's going to take you to hell, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, this is his big thing. Like, you're going to be punished, Rollins.
How would you feel about this? I guess we could kind of tangentially talk about this. Kane he's always been a main event and higher up mid-carder, but he's never really been given a proper run with the title.
No.
Would you be one of the guys that minds if they were to give it to him for like 2 or 3 months, he loses it, and then he retires?
Well, it's interesting because I'm new, and even though I'm new, I do know the legacy of Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, all the stuff he did with Undertaker and everything. I guess it would be a nice send-off to him if he really is serious about being gone and being done, where it's like, hey, you get to hold the belt for a little bit, we'll write you a whole storyline, and, you can remind people how awesome and scary you are.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if they want to, because again, who's older, Kane or Undertaker?
I believe it's Undertaker.
So, maybe they want to make Kane the new scary guy with the Santa Claus contract who comes out and wrestles once a year.
See, I'd be down for that, like once or twice a year. He comes in, does this gimmick he's doing right now. He's like the monster and he's gone again.
And it's a big deal when he comes out, too, where it's like, hey, it's friggin', Kane once a year, so it's serious and you better get ready for it. Honestly, I thought that's what they were going to do with Sting. They were going to give Sting the grandpa contract and be like, look, you can come in once a year for the pay-per-views, we'll build up to it and it'll be amazing. And you only got to wrestle once a year.
Apparently they were just doing that with Brock now, so.
Yeah.
He has the grandpa contract.
Once a year, he only wrestles once a year.
So with that whole promo, some of the other notable things are for the 39th week in a row, we had Neville versus Stardust.
I know, right? Like, I was so excited for Neville. It's like, dude, he can fly so high, and he had a great match with Rollins there. But now it's like, so you're continuing to just fight Stardust, huh? This is like a relationship that's gone on for too long. I would like to see you wrestle other people, please.
Neville versus Stardust is the new Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Like, it's just it's like literally they put a VHS in, rewind every week and just play the same shit.
And when they were doing the big triple tag match, they had actually breathed some new life into it, where it's like, no, I'm Stardust and I have my henchman, the Ascension, which is actually a really good gimmick because their costumes are ultimately quite similar. I love
the Ascension, and I love that they're just ridiculous enough to do that supernatural stuff, so.
Yeah, and that they worked with him, and even Neville and the Lucha Dragons were like, yeah, okay, I can see this. I can see when you all go off the ropes together, that's pretty cool. I mean, Sin Cara still botches like shit, but I mean,
And how amazing is it that this is the second Sin Cara, because the original one was fired?
Yeah, and you can do that with Mexican wrestler gimmicks.
Right, and here's the thing. The new one is literally it's the same person almost, because he's still botching the shit out of everything.
It's got to be the mask, man. The mask is cursed the second you put it on.
The botching mask.
That's the thing. The second you put it on, you are forever cursed. I mean, Stardust Neville, okay, but we've seen it a million times.
Right, and then the entire reason the Pope came to the United States to resurrect Bo Dallas so he can get crushed by Orton.
Bo knows. You gotta believe, man. I kind of love Bo Dallas
I
because
fucking love Bo Dallas.
I love that how like he's just so damn positive and like in a sport or sports entertainment that is so like take itself seriously and just machismo and everything. I like that this guy's just happy and cool, but also that he gets his ass kicked. He's basically like the Hercule of wrestling, or like the Dan Hibiki for all you Street Fighter fans. It's just like I am born to lose.
Right, right. So I mean, how do you feel about what they're doing with his character?
What, the just coming out being positive and losing?
Yeah, getting absolutely fucking destroyed.
You can't do it forever, but I would love, like, maybe a thing where maybe, like, due to some crazy bullshit, he might run in and get, like, the money at the bank and be like, oh shit, now Bo has the money in the bank.
Right, right. That'd be interesting. I think there's a lot they could do with him. But they're just like not doing a lot because he's kind of like a comedic relief now. Like when he comes in, he's gonna get freaking destroyed.
He's a comedy face. He is a bit. He is a gimmick. He's not really a wrestler at this point, which is unfortunate. I know I pitched my idea last week because in real life he is the real life son of the old IRS and the real life brother of friggin' Bray Wyatt. I thought, how funny would it be if they worked out some stupid thing for him to join the Wyatt family and him trying to get them to like.
They could be face. Like, oh no, like Bray Wyatt's like, I have a hidden family member. He was adopted when he was young, so he doesn't know he's a Wyatt.
There you go. He's my secret brother. Yeah, that's right. That's what you do. Oh my god. That would be so good. Dude, you could do like weeks of that shit. Like that's comedy gold right there.
Uh-huh. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm totally jelly of Bo Dallas.
Oh yeah, how come?
His wife is a bodybuilder.
Uh-huh.
And she's actually like a European champion for like freaking arm wrestling.
Oh wow!
Like she is amazing.
Oh yes, Sarah Bachman
Sarah Bachman. She was in NXT but requested a leave from her contract because she wanted to just like get married and not do wrestling. So
holy shit, she has Coke cans for arms this week.
Like that's like. Oh my god. So, like, I'm totally jelly of him for that, because holy shit.
That's a woman who could probably lift him over her head.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I saw pictures of their wedding,
uh-huh.
and they're both, like, holding arm to arm, and her arms are bigger than his.
Nice. Dude, now, there's a tag team right there, friggin' Bo Dallas and his crazy super strong wife.
I'm totally down for that shit.
Where she's just like, oh, I'm upset you beat up, my husband. Now I'm gonna arm wrestle you into submission.
Now I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
That would be cool. Yeah, what else was going on this night?
So, our friend Matt, a.k.a. Kevin Owens.
Yes, our good buddy Matt.
Right, versus Ruru with Summer Rae.
Yeah, which in theory should have actually been a pretty cool match. Like, I would have liked to have seen this, the two heels going head to head. And I love that the big takeaway from this is, like, we may not like each other, but we hate Ryback more.
Right, so it literally, it wasn't even a minute long. It ended in, like, a no contest.
Of them just beating the shit out of Ryback, which I'm sure you must have loved that as someone who does not like Ryback.
Oh my god, I fucking hate Ryback.
I gotta say, I wasn't the biggest fan of Kevin Owens when I started, but now I'm starting to like him more and more because he's doing like the more like supervillain Saturday morning cartoon style.
And he looks like a wrestler out of the 90s.
Oh yes.
Like the way he dresses and presents himself, like he has this scraggly beard and his like jorts he comes out and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking powerbomb you and then spit on you.
I think he's also too, like, in many ways he is like the projection of wrestling fans where it's just like, I hate everyone and everything is stupid now. Friggin' Kevin Owens for life.
It pretty much is. He's like internet the wrestler.
He is the internet embodiment of wrestlers, and I kind of love that. And yet then you have this other angle too where he's like, no, I'm doing it for my son so he doesn't, grow up to believe in all the friggin' what is it? In all the Cenas of the world. And actually, do you know what his son's real name is?
No, I don't.
His name is Owen. That's why he took the name Owens as his last, because he used to be Kevin Stein or Kevin.
Yes, that I know.
Back in NXT, which means that if we ever saw his kid In the show, in Raw, his name would be Owen Owens.
See, I just always fucking figured it was one of those things where Vince McMahon's like, can't keep your indie name, son. I gotta change it.
I gotta change it. But it's funny, though, because, again, I was researching him because, he's Canadian, Kevin Owens, and I wanted to learn more about him. They changed his name, but his gimmick, his attire, pretty much everything was kept exactly the same from NXT.
Right, exactly. It's one of those fucking things. So we move on to the main event of the evening, Joel. They have promised for 6 months now that this feud is ending every week. And
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it that they said they were like, this amazing feud has been going on for 5 months. I'm like, dude, it's been going on since I've been watching it. It feels like a goddamn eternity. I can't imagine what it feels like to other people.
It's been going on since like a week before the goddamn Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which at this point is like 4 or 5 months or something.
And again, as I mentioned last week, that's not even counting the Bray Wyatt feuds with Dean Ambrose on his own. That's not counting the Wyatt family feuds with the Shield back when that was a thing.
Right.
These guys have been wrestling each other basically nonstop.
So obviously it doesn't end the feud because there was actually a couple 6 spots. At one point, Bray takes a motherfucker and tosses him like from the crowd.
That's good heel heat. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a heel. I like that.
Yeah, this felt like legit. Like these two dudes are gonna tear the house down when they finally get locked in a cell. And like, I don't know if this is gonna be a cell match, but it feels like it needs to be.
Here's my thing. It should have been a street fight. Heck, they even joked about that on last Raw, where they're like, yeah, no ref, no nothing. This is a street fight. I'm like, dude, actually take them out to the street and have them fight it out.
They should do that. They should honestly have like a old school street fight, like where they start in the back, or like a boiler room brawl or something.
Yeah.
Because at this point, their feud is so out there, and they were literally done everything to each other, like, Bray's even gone after like his daughter and shit. Like at this point,
I missed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I missed that part. When did that happen?
There was a whole thing where Bray's like, "Hey, Roman, I know you're a family man. I got pictures of your daughter," and he has like hell written on pictures of his daughter and shit.
Oh shit, that's good heel heat.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. So I'm like, they need to end this in some sort of bloody ass match where it's like, listen. Whoever loses is officially done, and we can move on from this feud.
What they need to do? Bray Wyatt needs to kidnap Roman Reigns' daughter and take her to the top of a very tall bridge, and then Roman needs to swing on in to save his daughter, a la Spider-Man.
I think what you're saying here is we need to have Roman's daughter on a pole match.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sensing WCW coming back in this.
I love, too, about this is that, like, yeah, we're going to have it a one-on-one match. We're going to finish this. You mean like last week when you were supposed to have a one-on-one match and finish? And then Randy Orton comes in and says, look, guys, I'm Randy Orton, and I'm saying if you don't finish this right now, I'm going to finish it for you. Even
Randy Orton's sick of it. He's like, I want my feud to start on TV, damn it.
Well, I thought that's what they were going to do. I'm like, are they just going to play hot potato with this feud now, where it's like, okay, fine, now the Wyatts are feuding with Randy Orton now because reasons.
Right.
What the hell would they even do with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns if they weren't feuding with the Wyatts at this point? Who else is there for them to fight with?
Who the hell knows, honestly?
Yeah, it's like at this point, it's like we can't have you not fight with each other. We got nothing else to offer you.
Right. Maybe that's why they're stalling on this feud so much.
I guess, and it's funny, too, because I can remember before I started that, like, they were all getting solo pushes. Like, hey, here's Bray and Luke on their own, and here's freaking, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns on their own. And then by the time I come back, yeah, we busted them down lower, and now they got to work together again.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we gave you a solo push way too soon. Actually, another match we totally forgot to talk about, but it was the Primetime Players versus Luke Harper and Braun Strowman, where it's like, hey, how about you guys as a tag match, maybe, huh?
Yeah, how about you guys get destroyed by Strowman? And he sure did.
How do you feel about Strowman? Because it's like, basically, he's more gimmick than character, where it's like, my gimmick is I cannot be beat. Well, they're going to have to beat you at some point, though.
That's my thing. I feel like they brought him in because they needed him to be that guy that's like, listen, the Wyatts keep losing. We need someone strong, so they bring him in. But once this feud is over, what do you do with him?
If I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but my pitch that I had for it was, eventually I would like if Braun Strowman is like, look, I'm bigger and stronger than all of you guys. I don't need you anymore. Attacks Bray, attacks Luke, and then Ambrose, Bray, and Luke have to team up all to fight Strowman, and he fights them all at once.
I'm going to take... his quest is like, I joined the WWE not to help you, but to take out all the mid-carders.
To take out all the mid-carders at once. That way he looks super strong because it took everyone at once to defeat him. It took every mid-carder together.
Well, yeah. So, I don't know. Overall, it was an up and down Raw. There was some real quality, but then the typical trash they always toss in every week, like quick no contest and quick DQs are like... Yeah. They're just holding it back, so...
Started strong, dipped in the middle a little bit. Honestly, I much preferred the Bray-Roman one-on-one match from last week before everyone else jumped in. I thought that probably would have made a better end to the feud, honestly.
Yeah, this is... I feel like this feud is building up to officially end at Hell in a Cell. Like, it has to at this point. I think the crowd is even getting a little bored with this, so it's like, all right, we got to end this shit finally.
And when is Hell in a Cell, Armin, for everyone?
I don't know. It's on the WWE Network for $9.99 though.
Okay, well, tell me this for a new fan. Then explain this to me. They keep saying this Saturday. What's happening this Saturday?
Okay, so this Saturday, they have a house show for all intents and purposes in New York.
Right.
But because they got the WWE Network, they can televise it on there, make it exclusive. So earlier in the year, they used to have the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view,
right? And
that got shit canned for Fastlane because they needed more stupid fucking names for pay-per-views.
Need a name like an old Fox TV show,
right? Because they're like, oh, it's Fastlane. It says we're on the Fastlane to WrestleMania. Get it, you fucking idiots? Like,
I gets it.
Right, that was their whole thing. So, Elimination Chamber was nowhere. And out of nowhere, they go, hey, what if we make a pay-per-view that's WWE Network only? So they picked a random Sunday for literally a small house show that was only going to have a couple thousand people and brought the chamber there for WWE Network.
Okay, interesting.
So now they're trying to do more of that with these special shows. Like on July 3rd, they had like the Beast in the East. They broadcast from Japan with like Brock Lesnar and stuff.
Right, and Owens and Prince David or Finn Balor, whatever you call it.
The reason they're doing it is obviously so they can eventually, in a year or two, when pay-per-view is dead, transition to full, WWE Network. So this is like a pseudo pay-per-view, but it's like a stopgap show, right? So
okay, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. So it's odd that they're doing it, but it's good that they're doing it because it really tests everything out, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's weird. It's weird how they do it.
Yeah, because it's like, again, the friggin' Raw and WWE have no problem telling you what they want you to buy. Where it's like this Saturday, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now.
Right, and I mean, what are we getting? Oh, Hell in a Cell is October 25th this month. Okay.
Oh, so that's going to be like almost in time for Halloween.
Holy shit! They got another like 4 weeks to build this up.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god!
But better be good, guys. Better bring out your A game.
Holy shit, that's so long. Like,
but cells though, it takes a long time to build the cells to bring them in.
Yeah. But I don't know what else is at that show. I know Undertaker and Brock's the big sales point,
of course, because it's like it's the big rematch. No bullshit this time, we promise.
And they're facing each other in a cell again because they faced each other in like 02 or 03. I can't remember.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, it was a bloody match, but it wasn't necessarily a good Hell in a Cell. It was just like, I hate you more. All right, let's bloody each other up. So,
how many more times do you think Brock Lesnar's going to get hit in the balls?
I hope at least once more.
You know what I love about Brock Lesnar is like, oh yeah, he's the beast, Suplex City, all this other stuff. And yet when you actually hear him talk, he does not have an intimidating voice.
Yeah.
Like, I like it when the whole Undertaker Lesnar thing started up again when I just started watching, and they had to have the entire locker room come out to split them apart. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, Undertaker. And I'm like, is that really what he sounds like?
Yeah. That's why they let Paul Heyman cut every amazing promo ever.
Which is fucking genius. Heyman is the man. He had a bit on the show this week too, and I'm like, yep, that's why you're Heyman. Yep, that's why they keep you around, because you are.
Yeah, they keep you around because you could literally sell nuns whatever the hell they don't want.
Yeah, you could sell ice to the Eskimos, and you just do all the talking for Brock. That's excellent.
Mm-hmm. So overall, how would you grade this?
I would give this one a solid B. Solid B, pretty good.
Okay, a B. So that's like a 6.5, maybe. I don't know, 7.
I don't know math to letters. I'm a wrestling fan.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it.
We should come
7 cheese puffs out of 12 Doritos.
See, that's the thing. We should come up with a good new, like a new scoring scale for
How many 5 knuckle shuffles do you give
There you
this?
go. I give it this many tombstones. I give it this many body slams.
I give it this many Steiner Peaks.
I give it 5 Yappa Pie straps.
So there it is, guys. We'll be back to discuss the next week Raw at some point, sometime.
Tonight is the night.
Sam Bright Star, something, King Booker. I should bring back King Booker.
King Booker. It's just basically like just King Barrett and Booker T do the fusion dance and they become King Booker.
Oh.
Now that's what wrestling needs to do, bring in some stupid Dragon Ball Z bullshit.